Hi, I'm Oscar Gonzalez. I'm a retired deputy sheriff, and I'm a native Houstonian, and I'm here with my buddy, and we're going to talk about something very relevant with everybody out there.
Yes, sir. This is Attorney Terry Henderson Peden, attorney, educator, and also a technologist as well. So really looking for this conversation. I hope y'all get a lot of good, productive information out of it.
The first thing, folks, when you go to get pulled over, if it's safe to do so, just pull over to the right and stop. Roll down your windows if it's not raining and turn off the car. Okay, and just keep your hands right there on the steering wheel. If it's not safe, then what you do is you keep going, put on your flashers or whatever. When you find a place to pull over into that area, parking lot, a side street or something, and then once again pull over, pull your car over. If it's nighttime, turn on your lights to go inside the car, roll down your windows and turn the car off. That way the approaching officers can see you, the contents, the people inside the car, and they see your hands up on the steering wheel and just relax. That's what I like to tell everybody. That's the best thing to do right there.
Yeah, I agree. As far as the windows going down, I'm a defense attorney. So he said put them all the way down. I say maybe crack them. At least you for sure at least want to crack your driver's side window. And another key point, and my man here is, how long were you a sheriff?
30 years.
30 years. I'm 35 years old, so he has a lot of wisdom with this. I definitely am a proponent of pulling over to somewhere safe. As a defense attorney, I see this case sometimes, I think too often. I think judges think they see it too often, but a person can actually pick up a felony case for evading in a motor vehicle if the officer using their discretion feels like you didn't pull over fast enough. So if you had one opportunity to pull in here and you passed up two entrances for businesses along Fountain View or Westheimer, and then you pull in, I think a reasonable officer would say, hey, they pulled into a well-lit gas station. Maybe another officer, maybe having a bad day, might say, I'm gonna put a case on you for evading in a motor vehicle. I've seen that case be very, very petty, but I have seen it be applied. So try to pull over as quickly as you can, not in terms of speed, but just to that earliest available spot. As far as, again, the goal for a traffic interaction from my perspective, as a black man in America, but also as a practicing attorney, is at worst, give me a ticket, right? I'm blessed if you give me a citation or just let me make it with a verbal warning, but the goal isn't to engage in some type of like legal argument with the officer on the side of the street. So I think what we're pushing and what we're trying to get across is that save that for another time, and maybe not all the way down, but crack the windows so they can kind of see in, but you know, definitely keep your hands where they can be seen. We don't want anybody feeling threatened on either side.
And going with that, see, this is a criminal defense attorney. When you get pulled over, fighting on the side of the street is not going to help you. Having a confrontation is not going to help you. Arguing is not going to help you. What's going to help you is just relax, be as cordial as you can, even if the officer seems outlandish. Just save that, remember it, and then if you even do get taken downtown, save that and don't answer any questions and talk to your lawyer, right?
Yes, sir.
Give all the information to your lawyer, and you let your lawyer fight that out in the courtroom for you, because any kind of confrontation on the street is always going to have bad end results, correct?
I agree. I agree.
That's not the place to do it. Even if you're in a rush, I mean, if you have a medical emergency, convey that to the officer as well. You know, you just got to talk to them, because at the end of the day, they want to go home just like you want to go home too. Okay? But starting to fight with them on the side of the road is going to have bad consequences for everybody involved.
Okay, what about this? And I'm sorry, we're being interviewed, but I think we could just roll with it. So, all right. Sheriff Gonzalez, right?
Just Oscar.
Oscar?
Yeah.
What about when the officer you've been pulled over, you stopped, you're the driver, and the officer tells you to get out of the car? This is a very hot spot. This is a point where I see a lot of people pick up resisting arrest, interfering with public duties, and your wisdom and experience kind of walk us through that part. If the officer orders you out of the vehicle, things that you've seen go wrong, but then also the right way that it should be handled, just in terms of safety for both parties.
Well, if they order you out of the car, that's normally considered to be a felony stop, and there's certain protocols in doing that. Because if I pull somebody over and it's a felony stop, according to the way we did it, we would tell you, okay, get out of your car, don't face me, put your hands in the air, and walk backwards. It's a whole nother ball game. Mm-hmm. Now, if somebody just asks you, hey, go ahead and step out of the car and come back here and talk to me behind the car or on the side of the grass, away from the vehicles, because if you're on the freeway, they're going to want you away from the traffic, and that's okay. Just go ahead and follow along and do as they're asking, okay? Because they can give you lawful orders, right? So if they give you an order, just follow it, because that is not the place to fight and argue. Now, if you're a lawyer and you get pulled over and they give you an unlawful order, well, then you know it's unlawful, but are you going to fight it right there on the side of the road, or are you going to wait till you get to the courtroom?
No, that's not the time. It's not the time. And the reason I would say that's not the time to do that is because, for one, you're outgunned. The officer usually going to have a couple firearms, going to have backup, you're going to have a dog, a helicopter, a tank,
there you go,
flashbangs, taser, baton. So, like, just from a militaristic standpoint, that's not the fight you want to be in. You uphill, you fighting uphill, like all the art of war tactics, you're losing on all metrics. So, get out of the car, close the door. I don't consent to searches, and then, you know, just deal with the situation. Again, the goal is to get a traffic ticket, not engage in a constitutional law argument. Right.
And we've seen this happen because when I was on the streets, I did this too. Sometimes you pull somebody over and they're very cordial. Maybe the driver's having a bad day. And if the driver just takes take a deep breath, relax, and say, look, let me just try to get through this. And they're very cordial with the officer that pulls them over. Like some cases, it's just a bad tail light. And they just go up there to tell them about a tail light, and they want to start fighting. You know, if you sit there and just say, oh, just relax, listen to what they say, and don't argue with them, they might say, well, you know what, you've been really nice to me. I'm just going to give you a warning. Go take care of the tail light, and then let you go. That's officer discretion on the streets.
Right.
And they still have that, I think. Because I know with the cameras, some of that's been taken away, which I don't agree with either. Yeah. But because, see, sometimes when you pull somebody over, it has an impact on their life. It does have an impact on their life to some degree.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's a turning point for the person to decide, you know what, I'm going to start changing my ways and do something different. And you've seen that in court too.
For sure.
Sometimes people get arrested, they get taken to jail, they get an option of some kind of probation or what's that, deferred adjudication?
Yes, sir.
Or they get the other
pretrial intervention.
Pretrial intervention. And then all of a sudden, boom, they're at a crossroads where they can actually change their life. And I have many people that I know that's happened to them. They've actually gone to jail, and then they come out, and while they're in jail, they're thinking, you know what, I need to stop what I'm doing, and I need to change, take a different path. So it's not as bad as you think. You might think it's the end of the world, but it's not. It could be that point where you change your life in a better direction for you and everybody around you. Agree?
I agree.
Yeah, because we've seen it. I've seen it for a long time, and he's seen it for a little bit shorter, but he's going to see it for a lot longer.
Yes, sir.